Imagine being sentenced to death for stealing a single, rusty manhole cover. Most people would beg for mercy, but not Kawasi. Instead, he offered the Prime Minister a legendary treasure, a seed that can grant any wish and solve a nation's every problem. There was only one catch, a condition so simple yet so impossible that it brought the entire government to its knees. Stay tuned to find out how a petty thief turned the tables on a room full of powerful men. In a dusty, fictional corner of Uganda, a trial was underway that defied all logic. Standing in the dock was a thin, ragged man named Kawasi. His crime? He had stolen a heavy, rusted iron manhole cover from a deserted street corner. The state prosecutors roared that this wasn't just a theft, it was sabotage of national infrastructure. The judge, with a face like stone, delivered the verdict: death by execution. The nation was stunned. A life for a piece of scrap metal? But the law was firm. On the eve of his execution, when the guards asked for his final wish, Kawasi spoke calmly. "I wish to see the Prime Minister. I possess an ancient, miraculous secret that I refuse to take to my grave. It is a gift that could turn this country into a paradise." Intrigued and slightly greedy, the Prime Minister agreed to the meeting. "What could a petty thief possibly offer the state?" he asked, leaning back in his leather chair. Kawasi bowed low. "Excellency, I have in my possession a seed from the legendary tree of infinite desires. If planted correctly, it grows in just 7 days and bears fruit that grants any wish. I want to leave this legacy to you before I depart this world." The execution was stayed. A plot of the most fertile land in the palace gardens was cordoned off. For 7 days, Kawasi worked the soil, mixing in strange herbs and chanting mysterious verses. The entire cabinet was buzzing with excitement. If this worked, they wouldn't need taxes or foreign aid. They could simply wish for gold. On the 7th day, the ministers gathered. "Where is the tree, boy?" the Minister of Industry demanded, looking at the empty patch of dirt. Kawasi looked troubled. "Sir, the soil is ready, but the seed needs exactly 3 more days of spiritual alignment to reach full maturity. Miracles cannot be rushed." The Prime Minister, his mind already on a new fleet of private jets, granted the extension. Finally, the 10th day arrived. The entire cabinet stood in a circle around a garden. Kawasi held a small velvet pouch. Slowly, he pulled out a shimmering, golden-hued seed. "Plant it," the Prime Minister commanded. Kawasi froze. His face went pale. "Excellency, there is a grave problem. I cannot plant this seed." A ripple of anger went through the crowd. "Are you mocking us?" the Prime Minister barked. "Never, sir," Kawasi replied, his voice trembling. "But this seed carries an ancient, unbreakable condition. It must be planted by a hand that has never stolen, never cheated, and never even entertained the thought of taking what belongs to another. If a person with even a speck of corruption touches it, the seed will turn into a deadly poison, and a plague will fall upon the land. Being a convicted thief, if I touch it, we are all doomed." A heavy, suffocating silence fell over the garden. Kawasi turned to the Prime Minister. "But you, Excellency, you are the father of our nation, the pillar of integrity. Surely you must plant it." The Prime Minister stiffened. He cleared his throat and adjusted his tie. He looked at the Finance Minister. "Minister, you handle the nation's wealth. Your honesty is legendary. You do it." The Finance Minister wiped sweat from his brow. "Sir, well, you see, I manage billions. In the middle of such massive transactions, a few adjustments here and there are unavoidable. And back in university, I might have borrowed a few textbooks without returning them. I wouldn't want to risk a national plague over a technicality. The Prime Minister turned to the Minister of Transport. The minister recoiled as if the seed were a snake. "Sir, when we build roads, we sometimes use, let's call it alternative materials to save costs. It's not theft, it's resource optimization. But the seed might not understand the nuance. I'll pass." One by one, every minister found a reason. The foreign minister admitted to forgetting to declare expensive gifts from diplomats. The education minister remembered misplacing school funds. Not a single hand in the circle was clean. Finally, the ministers turned back to their leader. "Excellency, only you are left. You lead us all. Surely your hands are pure." The Prime Minister sighed, looking up at the sky. A sad, knowing smile played on his lips. "You talk of small thefts. I lead an entire country. To stay in power, to win elections, to keep order. Do you know how many promises I've stolen? How many dreams I've misappropriated? If I plant this, we won't get a tree. We'll get a wasteland." The silence returned, deeper than before. Kawasi stepped into the center of the circle, a sharp glint in his eyes. "Look at the irony, gentlemen," Kawasi said softly. "All of you, the most powerful men of the country, admit to adjustments and misplacements worth millions. Yet you were ready to hang me, a starving man, for a single manhole cover. Is this the justice of our land?" The ministers looked at each other, trapped. "Sir," the elder statesman whispered to the Prime Minister, "we cannot let this man go. If he tells the public that we all admitted to being thieves, we'll be lynched by sunset." "But we can't hang him now," another whispered. "It would make us look like monsters." The Prime Minister looked at Kawasi. He saw a man with the brilliance to outsmart an entire government. "Kawasi," the Prime Minister announced, "your wisdom is too dangerous for the streets but too valuable to waste in a grave. We have decided to commute your sentence. In fact, we are appointing you as a special advisor to the cabinet. From now on, you will help us manage our adjustments." Kawasi smiled. He realized that in this world, the safest place for a thief is among other thieves. And so, the cabinet grew by one, and the wish-fulfilling seed was locked away in a vault, a golden reminder that power is rarely pure, but it is always protective of its own. And that is how the most honest man in the room became a minister, by proving everyone else was a thief. If this story made you think about the nature of power and justice, hit the like button. This channel is dedicated to sharing thought-provoking stories that also help you improve your English. Did you catch the word satire or commute? Let us know in the comments which part of the story was your favorite. Subscribe for more stories that challenge your mind and sharpen your English skills. Until next time, stay curious.